Yo yo. Can you guys hear me? Sweet. We'll start in a couple of minutes. Yo. Good afternoon, Professor Waldome. We'll start in 2 minutes. Yeah, probably because the volume of the game is set too high right now. I'll just lower it down. Let's try it again. Better? Now it's almost turned off, so you can't get any lower than this. Yo. Okay, shall we begin? Okay, to get started, I just pushed an update on Sorcery on GitHub, which will fix some of the weird bugs that were happening where it replaced some of the buildings. It shouldn't flip anymore. It's just one line of code, but I fixed it. So there's an update on GitHub that you wanna get, assuming that you downloaded it in 2018, right? So, okay, so you've probably seen it before. This is the main thing that we're gonna work with. A couple of things to keep in mind: that when you start a new scene, you always have to go to scene setup, create a new scene, and hit create a new scene. That sounds like common sense, but it does a couple of things, right? For example, there is a manager in here and an inventory manager that if you don't have it, the game will crash. So there's a database of items, the inventory system, and the quest log. The game will look for it, and if it doesn't exist, it will crash. So keep in mind that you need to add those. So again, by just going to scene setup, create a new scene, create a new scene. That's it. Okay. So before starting on actually anything else, you need to go to the world tab and then level editor, so you can actually start building the actual level itself. A couple of things here: you have the world objects, so the actual scenes and the tiles that you can add and play around with. There are some simple gameplay triggers as well, where you can, for example, when you hit that trigger, it will load a different scene. Some audio triggers as well. These two don't work yet. I've been working on them, but soon. Oh, big fat error. Don't hit those. Oh god. Fucked it up already. Good job. Okay. You can add items to the scene itself. There are not that many in there right now, but there's a potion that you can add, like health potion, and some environmental props, a big ass hand, some rocks that you can play around with to create like the borders of the level. They all snap as well by default. But first you need to go to the world objects, and then, for example, pick a theme that you want to do. We'll just create a swamp for now. And before you can add buildings, etc., you first need to have a ground in the level, so you need to go to tiles first. You'll see a whole bunch of tiles here that you can use, and they all match, they all sync up perfectly. But before doing anything, you need to click on the add ground level, which will create this grid. This is the world grid, and if you're interested, this is just a plane that is scaled, I think, 10,000 by 10,000 times by 1,000 times. So it's a big ass plane that is actually used to create levels on. You can add a level beneath it, so you can work on a level below or one higher. So if you want to also work in vertical space, you can do that as well. And then you can just click and drag. So I'm going to pick this one, for example. Then you can just drag it around. Let's just place it here. By default, it will keep on going. I'm just going to turn off the lighting so you can see a little bit better. So there you go. You can WS will actually go through the entire level through all the objects in the scene, so you can actually browse through it if you want to. So you can just click it if you like it, and with AD you can actually rotate it around. In this case I'll just leave it like this. Oh god, I can actually click. Got one too many already. Let's start. We just keep on clicking. And add as many if you want. It's really not that complicated. Just make sure that they match up, right? Because you can see that this doesn't work really well, so you need to figure out which one you can use for this, etc. Rotate around. You can see that sometimes when you're actually making the level, that the grid itself will actually go through the level. That's fine, because when you actually play the game, this level will turn off by default, so you don't have to worry about anything at all. Also hit play, you can actually see what happens. Well, I'm gonna die, but why not? You can hit play. I'll just turn this one off. Just wait for it. Okay. So you see, right, this grid is actually now gone, so you can just keep on. So you can actually just completely ignore it if you want to, right? So you can actually build a level like this. This is an end part, so the road ends, if that's what you want to do. So keep on doing this so you actually are satisfied. Oh. And if you are, I'm just gonna couple more tiles. Let's get this one. Just gonna keep on clicking it. So you can see that one is now offset. I'm going to show you a simple trick. So this one over here is offset, right? But when you hold Control inside Unity, it will actually snap it for you. So when you hold Control, it will snap it for you, so you can make sure that it's actually set it correctly. Also, you can just check the actual values, right? If it's an actual integer, then it will be fine. So in this case, I'm going to add some more because I can. Just click and click. Again, with A and D, you can actually rotate them around if you want to. And WS, you can rotate through the entire selection of all the objects here currently in this scene. Then you can play, and it should work. I hope. Wait for it. Yep. Now we can actually stop playing. The volume is probably really low, but that's fine for now. So that's pretty easy, right? You can actually just add them in here. Oh, I should probably add them to the world. Okay. Yes, Control to make stuff snap. You can also hold, if I'm not mistaken, V, which is snap to vertex. You can also hold V, but that's a little bit more annoying, especially when these objects have quite a bunch of vertices. It will snap to them randomly. You can see, oh, when you hold V, it will snap to a vertex, which is kind of annoying, but it can have some use as well. Okay, so say for example, right, this is your awesome level. It's amazing. You're done. Let's add some more stuff. Let's go back to swamp. There are buildings. Well, there's a building, I should say. One building that you can add. Give it a second. There it is. Again, with AD, you can just rotate around to your heart's content. And maybe this bad boy here. No, that's weird. There's a giant. I don't know what it is. It's a thing. Now let's add some props. There's a bridge here. That will fit in here perfectly. You might want to move it up yourself a little bit. So the bridge. There are no leaves to the trees. Oh crap. Okay, and there are trees, right? Oh, this is actually really dark. I'm gonna fix that straight away, actually. Might as well. Okay, there they are. Again, the trees are tiny by default, but you probably want to make it bigger yourself. You can just use scale. Oh, I should fix this. Oh, I thought I fixed this, but I'll fix that. This is using this method, right? You can also be a little bit more lazy. In the folder resources, this one over here, there's a folder called world building. This one. In here, you can find all the prefabs that you can use. In this case, Viking. You can also just go here, like tiles. You can just drag them in here if you also want to. Let's go back to swamp. Trees. You can just drag it in here from here as well. Like this. It might be a little bit easier for you. Scale them up a little bit if you want to. So by default, these trees have systems called LODs, right? Level detail. So the detail will change depending on how far the camera is. You go for super low poly, this one here, to the default one, which is high poly. They all have by default have colliders in there as well. So you can just add them. Maybe rotate them maybe a little bit lower, so the trunks are in the ground itself. Maybe add a trunk here. Why not? Maybe a little bit bigger. Like this. Let's add a light real fast. You can see shit. Oh, beautiful. And again, they have collisions, so you can actually use them to create obstacles that the player has to jump over if you want to. Amazing looking game already. Okay, so this is really simple way of adding them. You can just drag them in the level where you want them to be. So it might be a little bit easier. Let's get rid of the torches, actually. They look stupid. You can use all kinds of lights if you want to. The directional light is just a very simple way to light the entire scene. So for example, for a night scene, or let's go for a night scene a little bit like this. You can add lighting to the entire scene. It's a little bit faster if you want to. And then add point lights to create like the actual atmosphere. It's a little bit easier. Like this. I have added some skyboxes in there as well if you want to. If I can find them again. I think it's in assets, textures, skies. You can find a whole bunch of them. Again, you just go here and drag it in. There are a whole bunch of them. Let's see, let's go for the warm sunset. Beautiful, beautiful sunset. It's really, really low detail. You can actually count the pixels, but it gives you a nice idea. There are also some overcast ones, sunsets, multiple sunsets, overcast. Just look at them and find the one that you actually like. Let's go for the night sky. This is the night sky. It's just a picture that I found on Google, but I actually really like it. Now by default the fog is turned on, as you can see, so you can barely see it. You can fix that as well if you want to, by turning off the fog, or it's turned off actually. It's fine. A whole bunch of them. The overcast is also pretty nice. Let's add it. This creates very nice diffuse lighting. So if you're going for like a sad swamp theme, this one is perfect actually, or maybe the night sky. For more like a night scene, but they're really helpful, so just look at them, play around with them. Just don't touch the asset folder. If you do anything with it, probably everything will crash, so water, don't touch it. Same for the prefabs folder. It's still there, I don't know why. Just don't touch it ever. It's a little bit easier. Okay, so let's add some more stuff. I'm gonna go to my level editor. It's a little bit easier. You can also use different themes, so I'm going to go for the settlement maybe, and then create some props like a giant statue. Because why not? Statues are creepy, so it look cool. Maybe a barrel thingy. Oh, the same bug. fix that. This one. Some lighting as well. By default these have lights, so you don't have to do anything. You can just rotate them so to the point it actually makes sense. So let's do the other one here as well. Here. So it's a really fast way of just creating simple lighting setup for the game. So let's see how it actually looks like. Don't know yet, but nah, that's pretty creepy. Simple, fast way. The Viking one also has some pretty cool props, like a giant again statue, because I just love my statues. This one's really massive. It's a Viking warrior. Don't know why, but I made this one specifically for like big epic entrances where you could just walk in like holy fuck, this is awesome, and that's what it's designed for. But you know, maybe you can throw it in a couple of blocks and they will look awesome as well. So just play around with the actual world objects. There are plenty of objects that you can add, maybe even some giant Death's Embrace. I don't know why I call it like that, but this bad boy. Let's turn it around. Oh, crap. I should not do that. Okay. Also a quick simple trick as well, when you rotate, also hold control, it will actually give you this snapping function as well. It's a little bit of a time saver. There you go. Now the Death's Embrace. It's awesome. So this is the easy part. Nothing really complicated in this. You can just click the ones that you want and just add it. The biggest one is the dungeon theme by far. There are piles of corpses here as well, because why not, right? You can add them. Just don't add too many of them because they're actually really expensive. I might have overdone it a little bit when it comes to this. I've just got an error. Okay, I'll fix that. Just be gentle. You can add one by going to so adding a player. Yes, most objects have gliders. So adding a player, you can just create a new scene and the player will be added by default. Again, if you don't like the system that I built, it's fine. You can also just again go to the resources and world building. You can just add it from here as well. Just don't touch the icons, because that's the actual icons that you see in the level editor as well. It's a little bit better. There's also foliage in here as well, so you can add grass and ferns and ivy if you want to. This is the cheapest grass that there is. It's just 2 planes. It looks awful, but it gets the job done. But it's also really complicated grass like this, like the actual ferns, which is really nice. But also grass hard, for example, grass thin. Ground coverage that actually moves as well. Just a simple shader that will actually move the objects slowly over time. It's just a sine wave. You get this. It's just a really simple sine wave on the vertices that will actually make them move. But it just adds something to the immersion of the game, so don't be afraid to add them. Same for the ground coverage. Not all of them have it, because I didn't want to overdo it, because it's really expensive. Okay, this one has one as well. Nope, this would actually plays. Yeah, so you get this really nice, subtle. And if you want, you can actually turn it up a little bit. You can add the shake time, so it shakes a bit faster, or the displacement itself. Wind speed, bending. You can make them bend like there's no tomorrow. But I want to be a little more subtle. I mean, at the end of the day, this is a swap and another, I don't know what it is. But it just gives you a little bit more control over how much wind there is on the actual objects, so don't be afraid, just play with it. Rocks, they're giant big ass rocks that you can add. So for example, there's a giant hand that I showed you as well before, again in the resource folder. Doesn't make any sense, but it's kind of cool, right? So you can add it here. Giant hand. Because why not? These rocks here, like 4 to 15 or 14, 11, sorry, for 4 to 11 were actually made to create like borders around levels. So they're absolutely gigantic. Might be a little bit too much, but this is a very cheap way to create the actual border around your level. Oh, I can actually get it done. So it's really fast way to create borders. You can actually grab this one as well. So let's add it, and then just make it a little bit bigger. And now you've got yourself a giant rock wall that will close off your level. Simple trick. That will do it. Let's go back to again the resources. Again, you can go here as well. There are also more trees as well with actual leaves. So there's a green tree, like this. It's a nice pretty tree. There's a other green tree here as well. That one and that one. And some dead trees as well, if you want to add more dead trees. Because why not? You can see my FPS is already dropping a little bit because of the trees. Still good though, 70 FPS. So for those who want to create more like a forest scene where everything's happy and jolly, you can just add the green trees. Again, in the trees folder, in the resource, in the world building. Let's see. So the world building itself is pretty easy. That's actually the easiest part. I'm going to show you one of the levels that I did, so you can actually have no comprehension of. Let's don't save it. What I've done. Let's wait a minute. It's a big level, so patience. Oh, there it is. Okay. So you can see that I use the actual rocks here to actually create the border around the actual game itself. So the player can't just walk out of it by accident. And there's a lot of ferns that actually move, as you can see. Keep in mind that when you're doing something like this is really expensive on the PC itself. So that's why I created a game object called level settings, right? This one over here, which has the far clip plane, which says how far the camera can actually look. So when you go a little bit lower, like 10, it will only render out 10 units in front of the camera. Everything else will just get discarded. So you want to be careful, but 100 in this case is pretty good. You can also add a custom profile here, which will be loaded when the level is loaded. So if you want to go for like teal orange or everything pink, you can load it in here. I'm just going to go to the level real fast so you can see what it actually looks like. Oh god, what happened here? Oh. Okay, there it is. Now you can use this menu, but it will take some scripting on your part to actually get to load the proper level, but it's up to you. Wait for it. It's loading the new level. Swamp level in this case. There you go. So let's go here to level settings, right? You can actually see it's set to 100, but if I go to 1, wait for it, I should have done that. It actually always not that many, not much of the level itself. But this is what it looks like. And next I'm going to show you how to add enemies. So this is the swamp level in action. The thunder is also in there. You can just add it to the scene. I'll show you where as well a little bit. In the rain, you can just add it, just drag it in your game, and it will run. Stop it. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna make it quick. Actually, no, I'm gonna load really quick new level. So we can add enemies and that sort of amazing stuff. Let's go, dungeon. Again, I'm just using the control to actually snap it. Also, a way of doing this is fine, it's perfectly fine. If you do it like this, though, keep in mind that you have to be a little bit more organized. So you actually have to make game objects where you can actually put stuff under. Otherwise, it's going to be really annoying. So there's the player. Oh, I've done this wrong as well. Good job. That's the downside of doing it like this. 0.0. Just quickly add some tiles here. Okay, there we go. Can now play it again. Make a walk around. Beautiful. So let's actually add some enemies. So I'm gonna create a new game object here real fast. I'm gonna call it world. Because I like to be organized. At least I do. There we go. Okay, so in the level design toolkit, right, there's a thing called enemies, which will add you enemies if you want to. So there are two ways. There's a database operations and the in-game operations. So a database operation is just adding an enemy to the database to be added on later at some point in time. And the in-game operation is where you actually add them to the game, right? So I have a couple done for you. So the infected farmer, a whole bunch of them. There's a mushroom. I'm gonna add a mushroom. So just click it and then you just add enemy to game and it's done, right? It's there. That's all that I have to do. You can see it here as well. So the mushroom, it gets a random number assigned. Just gonna place it somewhere else. Now keep in mind that when you open it here, right, there's a waypoint 0, waypoint 1. So this is the path that the enemy will actually follow. If I move to waypoint 1 now to the other side, to here, it will walk from waypoint 0 to 1, in theory. At least, yep, there it goes. So by default it spawns at 0 and then walks to 1 and then goes back to 0 again. So keep in mind that it spawns at 0. Then it will walk for you and it will walk, and when you actually enter his space, he will attack you, hit you in the face. You can die in this game, it might take a little while, but you can actually die. You see that the health is now slowly ticking away. I'm just gonna die for a second. It's just gonna take forever. So there are also some spells here that you can use to slow fire. I couldn't think of any good names, but you gave them a stupid name. So you get some damage, fire bad. The cast time and how much mana it costs. There is an out of combat timer which will restore your mana at a certain time. It's just really slow, save for the health, so it will regain over time. This takes a while for me to die. So this is gonna go as a barrier to reduce enemy damage to in a couple of seconds. In this case, 5. We're almost dead. Almost. Super excited. It's weird actually. Oh, actually, I'm gonna. Better? Oh, I didn't die. I want to turn it off. No, it's a direct path, right? You can add more waypoints if you want to. I'm gonna show you how. So you can add a new enemy. So add enemy to database. In this case, I'm gonna give it a name. What would be a good name? Groupie. I don't know. You can give the amount of health. Let's say 100. No, let's do 10, so it dies instantly. 100 mana, for example. You can choose, okay, I want to be a melee or a ranged enemy, so I'm gonna go for a melee enemy. So how much damage does it do? Let's say 15. There's this 8-second cooldown. There's a special ability, we're gonna call it webbing. So when the player is too close, it will actually web the player. So with prefab, I'm gonna go for Spider Mutant. Do you want it to be spawned in game, or do you want to place it yourself? I'm gonna go for placement. Then here you can say, okay, I want it to be idle, or I want the enemy to actually patrol. In this case, I'm going to go for patrol. You can add like 4 waypoints. You can do it like this, and then the aggro range, let's do 8, 7, and then just add enemy. It's done, right? Enemy has been saved. Then in-game operations, you can add Droopy, and then you can add it to the game. And Droopy has been born. There it is. So let's place it here. And then it has 4 waypoints, so you can actually have them like walk around in a circle. I'm gonna place it here, maybe here, and here, and then our new enemy called Droopy will walk around in a giant circle. And there it goes. So everything's done for you. You just have to say, okay, I want this dude to walk in this direction. That's it. That's all you have to do. And there it goes. So this way you can actually add more interesting patrolling paths than just back and forth. So this is the way to add enemies. It's pretty simple. You can do it like this. You can also add, let's see, loot if you want to, but I'm not going to do that right now. You can add a loot table, so you can actually create a custom loot table. So let's say I'm going to call it whatever. You can have items, you can actually have gold, you can actually add more items that you want. You can actually have like the enemy drops 16 items if you want to. It's up to you. No, you cannot. No, that'll be a cool idea actually. That could be something I should implement. That'll be cool. I can do that. So you can also add the current loot table. So there's a loot table here, or just delete them if you want to. Okay. So same thing for the enemy or the NPCs. They work exactly the same. So I'm going to delete my enemy here for a second. Again, the database operations. You can add an NPC. You can add an NPC and delete one, or just add one to the actual game itself. So in this case, I'm gonna add carry. I don't know why I call them like that. You can also make the enemies behave properly, either idle or patrol. Again, let's make carry idle. You just add it to the game, and then you're done. And then carry is here. Done. Okay. And then you can play, and then you can walk to carry and do absolutely nothing. Oh, I think something with Fata. Oh god, I think I killed her. Awesome. This is not supposed to happen, so I will fix this. Oh, I don't know what this is. Oh, let's control it. What? Awesome. This is not supposed to happen. Okay, so just ignore it for now. I don't know what this is, but no, I'll fix it. Okay, so let's go here right against NPC, and then there's a dialogue editor here. I don't know what happened to her face. Okay, so Carrie here already has a dialogue that I added to her. So this is the dialogue tree editor, where you can make her talk and do things. So this is where you start, then they give a question, and then you can actually pick an answer, so the bad answer or the good answer or neutral, whatever you want to call it, and you can then chain questions and answers to that if you want to. You can also add a quest in here. So let's just first see this one. So I'll just hit play for a second. So, and when a NPC has a quest, it will highlight up. When your mouse is over the NPC, it will actually highlight. Then you can talk to her, and then you'll get this really nice fucked up thing here. So you can pick an answer. I hope you can see it. Probably not. Then you can actually add a tree here, and then it will ask those questions. I hope you can see the actual dialogue there, but it's because I'm now in this really small screen here, when I'm used to having a big ass screen. So yeah, you can also make your own one. Let's go again to NPCs. Let's load it, then you can clear it if you want to, and then you can create a new dialogue. So you can go dialogue start node. This is the one you always start with, and give it a name, I don't know, like whatever. And then you can add a question node to it, so like how are you, I don't know, whatever. You can add 2 answers here. How are you? An answer here as well. And then maybe you can end it here as well. Just add an end node. That will exit the dialogue itself. You can save it. And in theory, the enemy will now tell you to fuck off. Well, or you will, the NPC. I can see if I can actually get it so you can see. In this case, I didn't save it because there's a small bug in there that I'll fix. But if you want, you could just go here to dialog database itself and just delete everything. I'm going to delete everything for a second. Oh, I didn't save it. Cool. 24. So there's a tiny bug in here that I will fix as soon as possible. Probably this week. Let's see if it does it now. So good, how are you? And then you can fuck off, and then it will just exit the dialogue. So you can actually have this really complicated dialogue system if you want to. Let's make a quick new NPC actually. Let's add an NPC and let's just scroll. I don't know, let's click with good name. Let's make him an old monk. Once you add it, right, save NPC, and then you can add it again to the actual game itself. So we're gonna add to the game. This one over here. Let's delete the other one. If it doesn't crash, there it is. Yeah, though, no, that should not erase your dialogue. It should keep it. I will try to do it for now. It will keep it. If it doesn't work out, I will let you know. But it should be fine. So you can just keep it. Okay, then you can add again a dialogue to the new NPC. Again, answer, etc., etc. You can also add a condition node here as well. So you can add condition node here. They can ask questions, right? So if a quest is active or complete, or play level or zone visited, then you can do something in here. So quest active, quest complete. So if not, if the quest is complete, it will follow the path over here, right to the right, and if it's not active, it will follow, or complete, it will follow this one over here. So you can actually create this really complicated dialogue with any character that you have. But if you mention, you see here as well, there's a zone visited, so because you can also add zones to the entire game, which will just give you a pop-up. Yes, you can build as many as you want. Literally as many sub-quests if that you can make. I'm not saying you should, but you could, right? On the world here, there's a thing called zones, which means you can add a zone. I'm gonna call it an inscription, whatever. The shape is the trigger, so it's square or spherical. I'm gonna go for a square. It's added, and then you can actually, it's here now in the zones and zone section. So now when the player enters that zone, it will give you a pop-up message on screen that you are in that zone, for example. So I'm gonna go walk, and now you're at section, right? So you can actually have you get names to locations in the game, so you can be at like old swamp or old house, which can actually be tied into quest as well. So you can say go visit quest or go visit zone A, so you can collect your bounty and while you're there talk to, I don't know, Putin for all I care, and then you can have like a build up to the next quest. So you can actually create really complicated stuff here as well. Also player feedback. If you want to, you can add feedback to the game. So in this case, let's go here, add feedback. So what kind of feedback are we talking about? It's a hint or an achievement. In this case, I'm gonna go for hint. Oh god, or not, it broke. I'm gonna fix it as well. Wow, it really broke. Oh well. Once it's fixed, you can add it, and you can say, okay, I want it to be like a hint, and at the start of the game, or trigger or time. So you can say after 10 seconds, pop the message like, hey, welcome to whatever my game is called, or when the player is in a trigger, hey, welcome, maybe you should go look over there, or when the game starts itself, right? So in this case, I'm gonna add it. So this one, you can add it to the game, and then in theory, when the game starts, it will actually say it. I'm not sure it will, because I haven't tested it in God knows how long. Exciting. No, I should probably fix that as well. I actually got a nice to-do list at this point. It's pretty cool. It's just small stuff that you can do as well to make it to play a little bit more, whatever. I broke. Oh, let's try. You can also paint objects that I will turn on back again this week because it broke when I updated 2018, but I'll do that again. So enemies, NPCs are done. The world editor as well. So you can just click it here as well. You can change the player if you want to change anything, like the level, like how much mana do you have, how fast do you run, minimum attack range for distance attacks or melee attacks. You can add spells, you can delete spells, etc, etc, etc. You can change how much damage they do, how much mana they cost if you want to. You can change anything. And here you can actually check the stats. In this case I'm already level 33 by just testing stuff. The experience multiplier is like how much experience do you need to gain in the next level. Also bang, if you want to, you can change all of this. Then go to quests, where you can add your own quests. In this case we have a collect, kill or explore quest. So let's go for explore. They will ask you which zone to explore. In this case it's Saxion. Does the quest start when the game starts or do you need to pick it up? In this case let's give it a name. Let's give the quest dialogue. Beautiful. Experience, right? You can have gold and experience or separate objects. In this case I'm going to go for let's go for experience. How much do you want it? And should the quest autocomplete? So when you actually complete the quest, does it complete by itself or do you need to go back to the NPC? In this case I'm going to go save quest. It's added. You can also edit it again in here, and you can also delete it. You can see which ones are active. There are changes. This should be deleted actually, but I will. But keep in mind that you can only add quests in the dialogue editor here. This is the only place where you can add quests. Again, so I'm gonna create a quick. I'm gonna go for simple quests like how are you? Okay, so give a quick answer. Like I'm amazing, and then after there's quest node. No, actually get the quests. So let's find the quest here, and then you can actually. Oh god, I zoomed out too much. You can also still change it here as well, so you can change some of the text in there as well if you want to. And then when the quest is done, you can have a new question like good job, well done, whatever, right? In here. And you can actually continue on with a chain of quests. The only thing that doesn't work right now, I'm going to say it right now, is a quest after a quest. So you can add quest after quest, right? But this doesn't work quite yet because it's pretty complicated to program. But I'll try to get this to work for now. But in this case, just don't do it, right? But you can add quests, multiple quests, if you want to. But this is a really cool way of creating trees, interaction trees that you can play with. What else do you need to show? Some visual effects in here as well. No, it's here. Some fireflies, but you can just add, and it will spawn fireflies. In this case, I'll push it here. That is really cute. There's also weather that you can add. I can go click on it. This is weather fog. It will just give giant particles that spawn fog. Let's see if it didn't break. Cool. It broke as well. Good job, Unity. Rain, that does work. So you can add rain. Or you can add thunder and rain, right? So there's both thunder and rain that you can add. So you have the rain and the thunder that after a couple of seconds it will just create a thunder sound and random flashes of light. Let's see if it does it. There's rain and there's thunder. You can just add it from here into the game and everything will work out fine. Don't have to do anything. Let's see what else. The rest of it, just don't touch it. It will probably break. Okay, what else? Yeah, I'm gonna show you a couple more scenes that I did, so you get a better idea how far you can push this. Let's wait for this. Yes, you can. Yeah, I think you can. Yeah, should be fine. That should be fine. I'll show you. Let's wait for it. But if you do, you just have to follow some certain guidelines or slash rules that you have to do. Otherwise, it's gonna do some weird stuff. So this is one level I made as well with the dungeon theme. It's really big actually. Oh god, it's gonna crash. Jesus Christ. So the play starts here. I'm gonna turn on the lights as well. So you start here, it's a little bit dark, but with the post effects it will actually look pretty okay. And then you go on, and then you get to this point over here. Wow, it's really dark. And then you can walk around to here. A couple of enemies over there as well. And there's a key here that you need to pick up to open the door. I'm going to show that as well in another video, because that's really probably will take a lot of time to actually explain this. Get to the door, and then it will load a different level. That will be this one. Again, have to load a little bit. And then get to this one that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Like there's 3 here, it doesn't make any sense, but it kind of looks cool. So there's this house, dungeon house, because reasons. Zombies lying around, and then you get to this next part of here. It's still pretty dark. Hope you can see it though on the video. And then the game ends, pretty much. There's also an interior scene for those those who want to make a cutscene. I don't know why, but you could. I don't know if I uploaded it. I think I did. Otherwise, I will upload it. Just a really small interior scene that you can play with. It's in a bar, pretty much. It's a really small bar that you can play with. I haven't baked anything though, so it will look really weird. But this is the bar that you can actually go in and talk to NPCs probably. In this case, the doors will actually open. I don't think I've uploaded it though. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe I have. I don't think I did though. But I'll upload it as well, so you can actually use that and play with that as well. No, I don't think I've uploaded it. But I'll put it on. I'll put it on GitHub as well, so you can actually download it as well. But yeah, they can be opened. Some of them can be opened. Some of them are just purely for decoration. In this case, though, this one can be opened. You could just oh god, not that one. You could just this gate just opens, right? But I'll put it on. I'm not quite sure if I did, but I'll put it on Blackboard. Including the script for actually to open it, so you can actually say, okay, this door needs this key, and this gate should open and should play this song. So it will be customizable. In this case, a little bit easy to do like this, but you can say, okay, it should take this key, and then the key should also be in game to be able to pick it up. Otherwise, what's the point of it? Let's have a quick look. But I'll put it on Blackboard. Oh no, on Blackboard. Crap, on GitHub. So you can all download it and actually use it as well. What else do I need to show? Not that much to think. Do you guys have any questions? If there are any questions. The particle systems that if you want to do, they are in player spells, and in this case damage. This is the prefab. that is the question. That's the question. So you can actually just make a new prefab and just throw it in here. Just make sure that it has a rigid body and a collider, some sort. And if you have that, you can actually which creates all these ones. This is actually part of the dungeon. These ones are part of the dungeon theme. Should be there. Let me check on GitHub real fast. But they should be there. Design. Yep, they're on in the ceiling part. So you can actually use create this as well, the ceiling if you want to. I think my Unity's crashing. Oh, there it is. These pretty much everything you see here is on GitHub, so you can use it as well if you want to, and if you don't have to, but you can use everything you want. Just let me see something real fast. Quick, can we pull this bugs? Yep, you can. Not yet, but there is one bug fix already on GitHub, so yeah. I will do it as soon as possible. The other small bug fixes, they're not really that breaking, but this is really annoying. Some things about the spells, then I'm gonna call it a day. So 4 is blink, right? That's its maximum distance. You can just blink to a certain position. 8 is a shield barrier. Keyboard 8, that can actually do stuff. Freezing enemies in location, so this one. 7. It will freeze the enemy in location for a certain time. Like that. And then after a couple of minutes it will break, a couple of seconds it will break, and then it will attack you. So it's just a simple way of CCing. 6 is healing spell, big healing spell, this one. You can, this is annoying though. Okay. The rest is just damage. What you can do, so blink, and attacking damage, etc. Now if you want, you can change certain abilities as well, like the blink distance. I think you can actually change it here in the spells, and spell blink. Yeah, it's a blink range here. You can actually change how far you can have the blink spell be active, so you can change it up to like 100, and then you can actually blink 100 units forward, or the cooldown if you want to. Also which icon, you can use it as well. So you can change pretty much anything you want, literally anything in any game. Just be careful that you don't break anything. And if you do, because you have to download everything else again. So I'm gonna fix the object painter, which is a foliage painter. You can paint grass and all that stuff that will make you happy. Some small stuff with the zone, which actually we're fine with the feedback. I'm gonna fix that as well. For some reason it didn't do that. That doesn't work. I don't know why. And some minor stuff in the editor itself. Nothing really groundbreaking in dialogue editor, which I'm working on as we speak anyway. So a couple of things that will be fixed soon, but nothing really breaking. So you should be able to create your amazing level, hopefully, because that'll be cool. So I can show off as well that you guys made something cool with my level editor. This will be the last time it will be used, unfortunately, forever probably. But no, it was a good exercise. I will probably work on this for quite a while, because it's actually quite fun to do. It's just a really complicated program, which makes it challenging, so we'll see. Are there any other questions? Everything's in there. The music is adaptive, at least the combat music is adaptive. It will change by default. If you want to go further, yeah, then you have to dive into Fmod, which I don't mind personally. There's a giant Fmod template in here already. Might as well show you. Oh god, not like that. 1.10. Might as well show it already. Nope. This is something we teach during the second year, but this is the template. So if you want, you can actually put in your own music. that makes you happy. But this is, you can check it, right? There's music in here as well. This is the beat, for example, and the music score. There's nothing in here already, but just ambiances. So some beautiful music. I can show you also how to add it. I'll just do it real fast as well. Just add a game object, and then you add a fmod event emitter. You find the music. I'm gonna go for I don't know. Macabre. There's always no. There's actually a church. There is choir 2, and then I say okay, play the sound when the object starts. So when the game starts, and you've got music in your game. And there's music. Hope you can hear it though. Don't have to put everything too soft. Open map. No, I don't have that though. I've got the X is the inventory system. So when they press X, it will actually open up the inventory. And L is the quest. The work in progress quest log. As you can see, it's really fucking big. And X is the inventory system. To show it when I maximize on play. The game will save where the inventory system box has been on the level as well. So in this case, so this is your inventory and this is your quest log. It's really ugly because I haven't spent any time on this. But X and L, and you can also just move the quest log itself to any place, and it will actually store the data where it has been on the screen, where everything gets saved. But no, I don't have a map. Would be cool though, but it's just really complicated. What do you mean with multiple subtasks? You can like collect multiple stuff or kill multiple enemies? No, it's not in there. Because that would be cool, but that's I think super complicated. But I can have a look at it, but I'm not sure if I can finish this before or in 3 weeks. But I can also have a look at it. You can have a check. I'll have a look. Anyone else? No. Yeah, there are spawn points that you can add. In this case here, the spawn point here, right? This one. Which you can add. You can also add like an empty game object here and call it the respawn point. And then it will actually look for the closest respawn point in where the player died. So yeah, there are some kind of checkpoints in there. Yeah, it would just spawn at the closest respawn point available. So that's why you probably need to think about the positioning of them, so you don't put them too close to each other, because otherwise the player can actually go somewhere he shouldn't go. But yeah, you can actually just change the tag to respawn point here, and then the player will respawn there at any given time when he dies. Anything else? You're welcome. And if need to, oh. Yeah, you can, yeah. You can chain them with some other questions or dialogue in between, yeah, you can, yeah, that will work. This should work fine. They have not given me shout, no, because I can't test everything, because it's just me, right, so I can't do everything. Some people have done things that I didn't even think of as possible. Right now, I'm working right now when you talk to an NPC that he will give you a quest straight away instead of first talking to them. That's on the first on the to-do list. Because someone followed that, I'm like, yeah, that's actually really clever. I never followed that as well. So if you have any ideas, just let me know. If they're feasible, then I will add them in the time given that's left. So just shout and I'll see if I can add it for you. It should be no problem at all. And if you need me, just leave a comment on this video or just email me if you know my address. Or just find me at school. It's probably easier as well. Is there anything else? No, you cannot. No, no, because I don't even know where I should begin with programming that. Actually, no, no, it's not possible. No, no. But that is something that would be cool to look into in the future. That is actually a really cool idea. I'll try that. That's really cool. Okay, I'm gonna bugger off. Oh, no, I'm sorry, there's not no. Well, you can use mine, but I know my level, so I won't be able to see that straight away, unfortunately for you. I actually thought about that, where you could actually make the level by itself, but I didn't do it, yeah. I'll see you guys around. That's cool, probably at some point. So if you have questions, just leave a comment or just email me or whatever. And of course, like and subscribe. I had to say that. And I'll see you guys soon, okay?